After 3 years, we had to drop one of our most successful shows to strengthen our brand. I'm going to make it make sense right after the stinger. What's in a name and how does it affect branding? Hey, I'm Felix Sharpe. I'm one of the owners and proprietors of CampusToCanton.com. We are, in essence, a college fantasy football company playing the Campus to Canton format that encompasses both college and NFL players. Our goal in this YouTube page and creating our content is to kind of bridge the gap between college football fans and the fantasy space. Now, keep that in mind as I continue this story. So we started the website, CampusToCanton.com, in March of 2021. Our goal was to provide content, rankings, tools, etc. for fantasy football players who might be interested in playing in a Campus to Canton fantasy league. And at the time, nothing really existed like that in the space. There were certainly college fantasy companies that existed and quote-unquote Devy companies that existed, but none that really blended the two. So we started CampusToCanton.com. But even before that, March of 2021, we started a podcast called the Devy Debate. Now, hopefully I'm attracting entrepreneurs and content producers. So to provide some context, Devy is a term that means developmental, short for developmental. So what we talked about on the podcast was the prospect of certain college players to be good NFL players. That's in essence what it was. And then the group that started that podcast in November 2020, right in the midst of the pandemic, they were part of the core group that started the website a few months later in March of 2021. The problem is that the term Devy has no immediate recognition in the majority of the marketplace. So, a potential customer who may be interested in playing our game, the term Devy just doesn't make a ton of sense, at least immediately. They need more context. I think our most watched video, actually it is, our most watched video on this channel is a video about South Carolina quarterback at the time, KJ Jefferson. There are 100 and something likes on that video and 190 comments. I would bet that less than 50 of those people immediately understand what Devy is. And you got to understand that is the market that we're trying to reach. Those are college football fans who may not get that college fantasy exists or that you could play or that you could, track your favorite college football player all the way from college to the NFL and play with them in a fantasy format through their entire football career. That's the audience that we're trying to capture, and the term Devy wasn't really helping us do that. Just for a case in point, if you use YouTube as a search engine and put the term Devy in the search box, the majority of the content that comes up is not relevant. I mean, seeing anime here, my friend Brandon Lejeune is there, but the majority of the content is not relevant, which indicates that term Devy lacks SEO, search engine optimization strength. And so, where does that leave us? For the past couple of months, I've really been struggling with the concept of immediate recognition. What is a name that we could use that a consumer could look at and in an instant understand what it is that we do here, even in less than a second? Now, even outside of the fantasy space that we operate in, I have some of my favorite names and businesses that kind of fit this description of immediate recognition. You Break I Fix, which is a cell phone battery changing company. Check cashing places that are out here. We immediately understand what those are. But one of my personal favorites is a business here where I'm based in Louisville, Kentucky, called Latino Tax. You don't have to guess what it is that they do. You don't need to know. You know that they speak Spanish there. I mean, immediate recognition as far as what it is that they do. And so for the last couple of months, I have been searching for our Latino tax. What is our name that can be immediately recognizable for what it is that we do here? There's something that I've heard Grant Cardone say, and I think it's really important. It's that best known beats best every time. Best known product beats best product. Best known content creator gets more views in audience than best content creator. specifically in the fantasy space, I've seen, people often hate or criticize someone who gets appointed to a position, say, I create better content than that person. Well, that's not the measure of success here. The measure of success is best known. And so what we're trying to do is get our message out there and become better known. I want to give one more example, and I'm going to put a picture up here on the screen. There is a business that I would drive past almost every single day called Cokel. Now, the way this building is set up, you can't really see what's in there. So I didn't know if it was what kind of business it was for the longest time. I had no idea, and I would drive past it every single day. But then a couple of months ago, the sign changed. It expanded. Now we know what the business is. And that means that somebody inside that restaurant said, hey, we need to add something here because the term Cokel, people drive past us and don't know what we are. And that's how I felt about the term Devy and Devy Debate. If we were a business and we had a 15-foot sign outside of the store, people would drive past every single day and not understand what it is that we do. So what do? Our Wednesday night show, and we actually record on more than just Wednesday night now, is Campus to Canton Live. Is that perfect? Is it perfectly, is it immediately recognizable as a college football show? Not necessarily, but I think that it gets us a little bit closer than Devy Debate. And when we use title and thumbnail and images to create context, then it becomes immediately recognizable. We're trying to grow the brand. It's the show that ties us to the brand of CampusToCanton.com. Hey, if you're an entrepreneur out there, let me know what you think. Have you ever had to change a brand or make these kinds of decisions in the interest of growing your brand or becoming more immediately recognizable? And what do you think about us changing the name of the show? Smart or not? I'm going to keep doing videos like this where we talk about the business aspect. I hope you like them. Like the video. I appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Peace.